Well, hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm getting out again into the Grampians. This time into the northern Grampians. I was actually going to camp in a spot near Wartook. I'd camped at before. Did it in a previous video. But this time I'm getting out to a place called Loo with a View, which is near the Ass's Ears. So anyway, I'm going to get over there and get set up, and we'll go from there. Well, I've had to have a change of plans here. Not from the campsite, but the way I get to it. The road that goes across to where I need to get to, which is the Halls Gap Zumsteins road, is closed because they're doing fuel reduction burns there. So luckily I can come at it from the other direction. It's just going to be a little bit more time. So I've got to head out towards Rose's Gap and then go through Rose's Gap and then round that way and come in that side. So going to be a bit of a gravel road, which I'm just about to hit. And there we go, I'm just on it, a bit dusty. So this is the campsite I was looking at. Silly name, I think, called Loo with a View. It's pretty much one campsite. I probably think I'll put my trailer in there somewhere. Fire pits in the middle, homemade ones, but I don't think I'll bother using them. It's going to be warm enough. I'll just have my pot belly as my only heat source. Don't think I'll need it only for cooking. So there we go. Camp's all set up down there. I'm having a nice cold one. Lovely weather for it. Had a bit of a hiccup with the camper trailer. It seems like I've broken the zip on the cover on my Rhino rack awning. So luckily the cover comes off and I'll be able to take it to a upholstery place and repair it. So that'll be good. Got to be one of the most picturesque campsites I've been to. There's been a few. Mount Alexander is one that comes to mind, but I seem to have been unlucky with that one with wind. This campsite here is called Loo with a View, and it's on the Wallaby Rocks Rd, which I'll go and have a look at in a minute. You could probably fit a couple people in here, but you'd have to know each other. I wouldn't like someone else coming in here and deciding to camp here. Pretty much the only flat country, relatively flat country, is where I've got my trailer parked. Couple of fire pits. I'm not real impressed with the one in the middle because it tends to take up a lot of camping spot. This one here would be much better. So this here is the Wallaby Rocks Rd, and that's the direction I came from. And that's the direction that it heads. There is another 5 or 6 campsites along this track. The way I came in apparently is the easiest track to come in. Apparently it gets very rough around there. Tomorrow I don't have a lot of fuel, so I've decided to keep around campsite, but I'm going to go for a drive up there and check out some of the other campsites along there just to see what they're like. It's morning now. It's a bit chilly. Breeze is coming from the south. I did a drone flight this morning and got some nice pictures and video of the clouds coming over the mountains. So I haven't got a lot of fuel in my car, so I can't do a lot today, but I'm going to drive up Wallaby Rocks track and have a look at the other campsites, and there is a small bushwalk out to Ass's Ears that I'm going to do. So and then I've got to clean out my bed. It's full of dirt, and air out a few things. So we're on the road now. Turn out of the campsite road, and the first one we're going to have a look at is called It'll Do, and it's about 1.9 k's up the road. So I'm making it no problem in the Mazda, no problem at all, but I definitely wouldn't have made it up here in the Hyundai i30. It would have been just way too low and I would have got stuck. And it'd be interesting to see, I had a bit of spinning there on that one before, how I would have went with trying to haul my trailer up here. I think I might be pushing it, trying to get my trailer up here, so it might be more of a four-wheel drive track with a four-wheel drive trailer to get up here. Well, according to the GPS, I have arrived at the campsite that'll say It'll Do. I can't see really anything apart from one little bit off to the side on my right hand side. There's not much here at all. It'd be pushed, you'd have it in an emergency. That'd be about it. That there's the only spot I can see. So the next one to come up is Kiki-Jar View Campsite. So I don't think it's very far up the track at all. So I'd reckon about 500 metres and I should be there. So this here is the Kiki-Jar, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, campground. So this one, yeah, this one's definitely better. It's got a lovely little spot in here that you could get your camper trailer or your four-wheel drive with your rooftop tent. You could probably get a four-wheel drive caravan in here, but it'd be an interesting drive in. It's got quite a view coming out over towards the Black Range, and might be even a Rappeley's in the distance over there. It's hard to say, it's a bit hazy, but I'll just climb up there and have a look from up there too. Really, really nice. So there we go, that was Kiki-Jar. The next one's just up the road, 650 metres, called Tim Tam's Overnighter. Yeah, well, I'm at what they call Tim Tam's Overnighter. I've come up that track there, and I think that's it there. If you give that a 5-star rating, not a bad view, but gee whiz, it's not even a level site really, it's just a washaway where they water runs off. But according to the Google Maps, I'm at it, so yeah. Anyway, I'm going to continue on to, hopefully I can make it to Kiki-Jar Heights, and that'll be the last one that I'm going to have a look at. But it'll depend on how I go getting over these rocks. And I believe this is the last campsite I'm going to check out. I do believe there is another couple further down the track, but I think the track is quite rough and bad, so I'm not going to try and get down there and get stuck. I think I've pushed it as far as I'd like to. So this is Kikijar Heights, and yeah, it is very, very impressive. Probably only enough room for one person in here. Very rocky getting in, hard to find level ground. Suppose if you had tents you'd be fine, but if you could make it in here, the view is staggering. It is really, really nice. 2 campsites are well worth looking at. 2 I don't think are very good at all. I personally don't think I could get in here with my trailer. I don't think my Mazda would be able to cope with that. And I think I'd have clearance issues with my trailer, not with my car. So I'd love to come back here to this spot, maybe in a tent one day, but anyway. So I've stopped here. I'm not far from the campsite, but there is a walking track somewhere along here, but I think that this here might be the track, and I'm going to give it a go. Won't be a hugely marked track, but this definitely is a track through the bush, and people have been on it. So yes, well, I'm definitely on the track. This is not a game trail, and as you can see via the picture from all trails, that I am on the track that takes me to the top of a point. I don't think it's actually a mountain, I think it's just a hill. So we shall go on and see what we can find. Having a guess, I would say that I am going, looked further than I thought, but I am going to head somewhere in here. I reckon that's the highest point around here, and that's the general direction that the track is going. So according to all trails, that this is where the track takes me to, underneath this big leaning boulder. There we go. I've summited, but I'm not going to call it a summit, because the fact is it's not a registered, recognised mountain. That in front there, that over there, that's Ass's Ears. So there's actually climbing down on the front. I actually have climbed there, and there is a track coming up from the other side, which is quite steep, and I'm not going to bush bash across there to pretty much get the same view. And there we go, that's this morning's hike done. Nice little hike. Head back to camp now and get me slow cooker going. Got full sun, so should be good. Just one thing to note, it is a hard track to follow at times, but if you look for the telltale sign of the rock cans, because they're been put there so you can guide your way through. If you just keep on looking for them, you'll find your way. And there we go, out to the car. Well, I've been back at camp now for a couple of hours. I got the slow cooker going and cooking up some nice Mongolian beef in the slow cooker. So got to watch that. The battery, yeah, I'll have to move my solar panels in a minute. I've also taken all my bedding out because last night was quite gritty, and I've got it all spread out over the rocks up there, and given it a nice sun day so that it gets all clean, and I've rubbed the mattress down, so hopefully I won't have a gritty night tonight. So and there we go, my bed's back in. Ooh, well, it's morning now, and a very late morning for me. It's 9 o'clock and I've only just got out of bed. It just wasn't appealing to get out of bed. It was cold, it was windy, so the sun's just coming over the mountain. I waited for that to get so I can get a bit of warmth. I'm not going to bother getting the fire or anything going this morning to warm up breakfast. I'm going back to Ballarat today because I've got to sign contracts because we've sold our house. So I'm just going to pack up, and I think I'm just going to head back to Ballarat, call it a day, call it a trip. And there we go, camps all packed up. Lovely campsite. And another nice couple up the road a bit further. I don't think I could get to the far one, but well worth a look. So that's all for this video. If you like my channel, think about subscribing to it, and I'll see you in the next one.